Howdy, friends and neighbors. Glad you guys are all here already. It's nice to see you. Hopefully this isn't too loud. Trying to get this. Congratulations. This one's you. Tonight's beer, Dragon's Milk White Barrel-Aged Stout. Beautiful. I am pretty excited. We just finished the podcast. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. It's because we were just trying to wrap that thing up and get that episode out for you. It will be up here. I'll post it as soon as I'm done here, just so I don't have to try to double team my internet connection. So hope you guys are ready. I'm really excited about this. It's been a long time coming. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub right now so you can be on this Super Bowl run with us. I hope you guys are in for it. There's going to be a lot of bandwagon fangs. You can get your bandwagon shirts down below. Welcome to the kingdom, all of you that are new. Hit the bell so you know when a new video goes up, and leave your comments below. If you're watching this not live, leave your comments down below. If not, jump into the chat. Our master moderator, Aaron Morrow's here. How are you, Aaron? Eric Peregrine's here. How are you, buddy? A lot of folks that I see familiar names. I am glad to see that you're here. Folks, this is the post-game show. I'm going to go through my notes, give you my thoughts. We're going to do Q&A tomorrow night on Monday like we always do. Try to straighten my hat here for those of you that are first-time viewers this time. I'm looking pretty forward to this. It's been a long time coming. I did not become a Chiefs fan until after they had won their Super Bowl. I wasn't even born until after their last Super Bowl appearance. So I know a lot of you are younger than me, most of you probably. So Finn, be careful. I see how you are right now. Testicular, nice to see you too as well. A lot of old hands joining in here. I'm a little shaky tonight. I'm a little bit excited. This is going to be incredible. I thought that the team came out and followed the plan pretty much. Other than that first offensive drive, I thought they followed the plan that I had laid out pretty well. Give kudos to this defense all the way around. I'm looking at my notes here, and I'm going to try not just to read them straight to you. Not sure why my video is square tonight, but looks like it is, so I got nothing. But my notes are full of defensive plays. And this is really what they had to have in order to get this job done. It was a tall order. Derrick Henry, 69 yards on the day, 63 in the first, or 62 in the first half, 7 yards in the second half. This defense came to play, starting straight up with the guys up front. Pennell really paid off. This was the guy that I told you guys about last week. They didn't even play him. They didn't have him active last time. So there was no way that he could affect the game. You saw what he was able to do tonight. Matthew Williams, welcome to Miami. I hope you guys are going. I'm actually going to be down there a few weeks after the Super Bowl. It's just not going to work out. I did not get a credential, so I won't be attending the game. I won't have coverage for you from there. We'll do it like we always do, but I will have slightly delayed. I'm going to go to a Super Bowl watch party that I had already committed to, so I'm going to be there. I'll come home. We'll do this just a little bit delayed. It's going to be an evening, so man, the defense, I don't think they're done yet. That's my big takeaway. Tyrann Mathieu came in huge. Frank Clark played huge. Mike Pennell paid off. Chris Jones was able to go. Matthew, thanks for the donation. Jay and I, thanks for your donation. Eric Peregrine, thanks for yours. Appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit me back tomorrow night and get on the question on the Q&A session tomorrow night, 7 Arrowhead time. All these guys that Brett Veach brought in paid off. I know everybody was really worried about Frank Clark early in the season too. It's paying off now. I know everybody was a little iffy about Tyrann Mathieu, wasn't making that impact early. It's paying off now. Mike Pennell is paying off now. It's all coming together, and I don't think they're done. I think they're going to get better. And I think that the three of them in particular are helping bring along the others. I give mad props, and I did on the podcast again. 2 weeks in a row, Dan Sorensen has gotten big respect from me. Dan has played great the last couple of weeks. And I do believe part of it is what you see him and Tyrann doing on the field. Tyrann Mathieu brought in a attitude not just about playing hard and making plays, but being smart about it. And I think that has rubbed off on the rest of the secondary. And Dan Sorensen is a prime example because you see them making that connection. And Dan has made some really heads-up plays the last couple of weeks. So my hat's off to him. As I said, day one this season, When I came back from training camp, I told you all Dan has to play up near the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be okay. He's outplayed my expectations. He's played better than okay the last 3 weeks. So more power to Dan. But it goes hand in hand with Spags using him correctly and not doing what the previous administration had done with him and trying to make him into a free safety and do things that he's not able to do extremely well. Playing aggressive, playing man, playing instinctually is what he can do. He needs to be up near the line of scrimmage, and it's really paying off. It helped against Derrick Henry. 7 yards in the second half. That's incredible. Getting stops is what you had to do. And I think it all went together with what Andy Reid did. And that was flip the script. If you all saw my Twitter feed during the game, I said it then and I'll say it now. Andy out-tightened the Titans. He ran the ball. He kept it from them, knowing that when you're in that close game, if you keep the ball and you're taking the time and you're scoring the points and you're in the lead, they have to come back. That offense is not built to come back. So by controlling the time, controlling how many and how quickly you went and got points, Andy Reid was able to put that pressure on them that they were not able to respond to. That said, when they got out of their comfort zone running with Henry, the defense was able to capitalize that much more. Would have loved to see Matthew get a pick or Breeland come up with that one. I thought the secondary played solid. You saw one loose play, I think. I can't remember who it was, and even if I did know, I'm not going to point him out right now because we're in happy mode. This should be exciting for everyone here. And I know, just judging by the analytics of the channel, that I know most of you are not, in the 45-plus range. I know most of you are younger than that, so it's all the same. Nobody's been to one of these Super Bowls as a fan before, so welcome to the train. I think it's going to be a blast, and I'm really excited. Okay. No, he's got that all right. Matthew Williams, thank you again. Oh, so you're going. Congratulations already, Matt. That's awesome. Yeah, if any of you do go, please send me pictures, whatever. Take any candids that you can take. Shoot some video on your phone. When you get home, send it to me. I will wrap it into the videos. Let's make this like a fan uprising. Anybody who's at that Super Bowl, you send me video and pictures, and I will use them in videos on this channel. Full credit will be given, and we'll all enjoy what you get to enjoy in person. But just for that chance to be able to do that is pretty incredible. And I want to point this out. Dick Vermeil, Trent Green, Tony Gonzalez, Justin Houston, Tamba Hali, all these guys that have played well over the last 20 years. Since the last time Marty really had a chance to go to a Super Bowl, but didn't. All that time, Reid's had time as well, hasn't had the chance. The quarterback makes the difference. 2 seasons with Patrick Mahomes running this offense, 2 seasons in the AFC Championship, and 1 Super Bowl appearance. For a kid that's 24 years old, I haven't seen anybody else. If I look down here, I haven't seen one of you say 24 or less. Daniel Collins, you're 26. You're the youngest response I've seen. The guy's younger than all of us, and he's made that last step to get this team to this Super Bowl. It's incredible, and it just shows you that not only is it lucky that you have him, but it's also skill that you have him. Maybe a little bit of credit even goes to Dorsey because he was the guy who had to pull the trigger, but it was Brett Veach doing the scouting, stomping on the table, taking it to Andy Reid, and that's how this happened. That's great. Jake S., thanks for yours, bud. Oh, there's a 21, J.E. Oh, there's a couple of you guys, too. The Dude and Perry. Holy crap, I didn't even realize we had... I guess I shouldn't cuss. Oh, wait, I don't cuss. Never mind. At least not on this. We ever meet in real life, I apologize in advance. Aaron Todd, your mom's crying. My mom would be crying. Love you, Ma. My mom passed a couple of years ago, and she would be loving this. So that is a little bit of a sad point for me, but it is what it is. That said, there's still business to do, and I like that not only Reid, but Mahomes as well, they were both focused on, we still have one more game to win. I thought that was great because they do, and they're certainly capable of it. Right now, the Niners are crushing my prediction. I had Aaron Rodgers being the X factor in this, and I expected the Pack to win. I have family that are Pack fans. I'm a little bit disappointed right now. It's 17-0 currently as I'm watching this. I'm hoping for a turnaround because I really wanted that particular matchup. But whatever happens, They have a formidable opponent that they have to face, and they have to play 60 more minutes. The fact that are focused on that are both acknowledging it, and the two guys that can lead that locker room the most is such a good sign that I can't really put it into words. There are so many guys that get to this point and they're relieved that they've beaten all the competition. They've gone down the road that they saw having to get to the Super Bowl. Too many teams get focused on that. If you talk to fans of the Atlanta Falcons from a couple of years ago, getting to the Super Bowl was such a process for them. I think that led to part of their letdown in the game itself. This team seems to be very focused about this. Golden Pater, thanks for yours too. I want to check this because you had something to say. Has he the best underrated running back in the NFL, running, blocking, catching? Yeah, Damien's played out of his mind in the playoffs, just like he did last season. Damien takes it a little easy for me. Like, I feel like he could come back from injury a little bit better in the regular season. He seems a little sheepish with that. I have nothing bad to say about him in the playoffs. Not this season, not last season. I never heard one person bring up McCoy to me today. That's significant. I think what it means is that you'll have McCoy next week. You'll be able to use him if you want to. He's rested for like 2 months. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That's just one more weapon easily for you to acquire. And I think that really goes a long, long way for you getting the most out of your offense. And if it does end up this way, if this game continues, and the score is still the same right now, and you do see San Francisco, there's a couple of things waiting for you there. A stout defense. Check. I don't think that it's anything the Chiefs can't deal with. Pass rush is going to be interesting. We're going to see how that comes out. They run the ball pretty well in San Francisco. They run the ball pretty well in Green Bay too. It's just not the formidable power back like you have here in Henry. So I feel like that allows them to defend a little bit better, to tell you the truth. It makes me feel like their chances are just as good, if not better, defending that kind of attack. Now, if they get Green Bay is trying to make a comeback here. If they're able to do that, then I think it comes down to a duel. Good defense against good defense, not great, but old school, current elite guard in Aaron Rodgers versus current best quarterback in the game. A guy who I really do feel that. I don't say that flippantly. After these last two performances, Patrick Mahomes has taken over the mantle as the best quarterback in this league for me. And I would have put Rodgers there. He's been over Tom Brady for a long time. And Rodgers and Breeze have been 1 and 2 for me for the last 2 seasons. I wasn't willing to put Mahomes there until something like this happened. Because it's one thing to be a regular season MVP, which all the credit to him. It's a whole other thing to drive your team through the playoffs and to a Super Bowl and to a Super Bowl victory. That's the next step. But I will put my money on Mahomes every time at this point. 24 years old. It's great. I apologize for the cough, you guys. And that's fine. You're absolutely right, Aaron Morrow. Rodgers hasn't been the same this year. I still think that he is the type that can muster a performance when he needs it. I'm a little shocked at what's going on now. Like I said, I haven't been able to watch it, so I haven't watched the play-by-play. But shout out to Beyond Dan Sorensen. Sammy Watkins came up big, not just in the touchdown, but in catching that one bullet pass that he wasn't expecting, getting his head and his hands around to do that. Hardman coming up with some plays. Tyreek Hill had a day again. Andy Reid with the play calling, controlling the ball, but also being creative. Went back to the push pass. Really like that. I think that's something that's so hard to defend that I think it should be a staple a little more often, but I love the fact that unlike last year where we saw it pretty heavily in the first quarter and then it kind of faded off, and he didn't overuse it this season. He saved it until now. This game and the next game are the games that matter. So I feel like this is the time to pull the push pass back out and use it. So I'm very happy with that. I'm getting an update. 1 second. Okay, yep, I'm with you there. Dean 3121, Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Maximo, thanks for yours. I appreciate that. You guys have been here for a while, and all you guys that make contributions to the channel, thank you very much. I'm working on software updates. I'm working on background updates. I'm working on lighting. Like, it's all going into this next season. A couple of you, I've been working on some logos and some music from you guys, from people in the community. So this is going to be a growth year for the channel. I'll probably bring on some contributors if I can get people whose opinion and work that I feel is quality. I'm not going to put anything on this channel that's done haphazardly or half-assed, to tell you the truth. So if I bring on contributors to this channel who will do videos or commentary or podcasts or whatever, everything you get on this channel is going to be met with my approval. It will be people whose opinion might not match mine, but people whose opinion deserve as much respect. So that's what I'm going for. And of that group, you're going to get a lot of differing opinion about how to do this team, how to build this team going forward, how to, deal with the cap number as it goes through. The cap is a serious situation. We'll see what happens with Chris Jones, but he showed up today. A lot of doubt about that going in. I thought he showed up well. I'm not sure what his snap count was. I don't think it was his normal, but I feel like he made the most of the snaps that he was in on. I felt like he put out good effort, and I felt he really provided an emotional lift there that the rest of the guys could feed off of. Again, excuse me. I'm clearly not drinking enough. Jake S., I'll ask Terry next time I talk to him if he wants to be a co-host for the show. I'm guessing he's got things to do, but you never know. I feel like Chris Jones's ability to play, not just that he was there, but that he was there in spirit, that he was driving, that he was himself. Whether he could play the same number of snaps, it looked like he was putting out the same amount of effort that he always does when he was in there. And I felt that rubbed off on the rest of the defensive line. Xavier Williams was so twitched up, he jumped off sides sometimes. So, that says something. But Xavier, Pennell, Saunders, Noddy, you saw them all put out. And I felt like that was really the key. It's going to be a key next time in the Super Bowl as well, no matter who they play, because that's a strength. And it allows you to play with what you're doing with Suggs and Tano and Frank. And when they go to that NASCAR with Reggie, I really like what Spags has done with Reggie as an off-ball linebacker. His blitz ability, his pass rush ability is great. He came off the edge a little bit in college at Alabama, if you guys didn't know that. I think that all kind of harkens back to. In fact, there's a tweet on my account right now. Go check it out. I think it was Chase. I'm not sure who put it out. Just about Reggie's progression. And though he is kind of an everyman kind of guy, like he's been through championships before. He's a guy that has been to the top of the mountain at the college level. And I think that translates somewhat. Not one for one, obviously, but it does translate some. Yeah, I'm trying not to cough in your ears. I apologize, you guys. Beyond that, I thought Wiz played a pretty solid game. I saw him got bested by Casey twice, but I thought the fact that Wiz started again was a good sign. I felt like he put up well. I felt like LDT did a decent job. Ryder, I only saw lose once by my count, so I felt like that was pretty good too. I'm going to have to go back and look at the grades and look at the film, obviously. And we have a longer process now that we have this 2-week window before the Super Bowl. So I'll definitely be able to do that. And that's a fair point, Aaron. In the second half, especially, they were only blocking 3 because the Titans went to that 8-man drop, trying to play the coverage that would try to flip some of those. So I think that probably helped. You're absolutely right. But the point is that the line held up. Correa made a couple of plays that first drive, and that kind of threw him off. And I thought Correa, of all people, was not a guy I expected to get the better of Jeff Schwartz, but it happened a couple of times. Okay. But they moved on and they adapted, and that was the key. Got good secondary play, got good wide receiver play. Sammy, I think I talked about Watkins. There was one pass again from Demarcus Robinson who actually caught the ball this time, moved the ball, carried it out in the open again. I didn't like that, but he contributed. Travis contributed. This is a well-rounded effort, and this is what you have to have on both sides of the ball and everybody getting involved in order for this team to go win a Super Bowl. And that definitely is what it is. To go this far and lose focus is going to be a problem. You have to be ready for it, though, too. This is a young roster. No one's ever been through this process before. I don't think Tyron's ever been to a Pro Bowl. I don't think anyone on the roster that I know of. No, Wisniewski. Wisniewski went to the Super Bowl when Philly won it. I think he's the only one on the roster who's been to a Super Bowl. No, him and Frank. I'm totally losing it. Yeah, Wisniewski and Frank. So one guy on each side of the ball. You got to rely on those guys that have that experience. They can set that kind of thing aside and focus on what they're doing. That's going to be a challenge for this team. They are young, but Andy Reid's been there before. He's never won. His team is clearly motivated to win it for him. Oh, you guys are right too. Suggs. What am I? I'm losing it, you guys. Suggs, yeah, a few times. So again, all of those guys, everybody has to come together. They have to form on their leadership. They have to follow their leadership as the example of what it is. So that is, it's not a lot of guys, but it's enough guys. And it's, I think, enough guys with enough voices to settle that down and let them follow and get used to all the hubbub and all the lights and all the interviews and all the process that goes around the Super Bowl week. It doesn't have anything to do with the game. That's the hard part. So while I do feel that this is going to be a tough one for focus points, I think that they can get it done. We're going to have a ton going forward this week. We'll have guests on the show. I'll try to get some guests on the video if I can, but a lot of the folks that I want to talk to are down in Mobile getting ready for the Senior Bowl, so it's going to be a tough week. You might just be stuck with me. Sorry. Tomorrow night, we're going to do the Q&A. So rewatch if you want, or whatever this game comes. We'll go through it all tomorrow night, and I'll answer all your questions. Looks like my prediction of Green Bay was way, way off. We'll see what they can do going forward. But as we go, we'll know tomorrow night. We'll be able to start looking forward. So I'm pretty pumped for that. Thank you guys for everything this week. Spread the word. Get as many people on here as you possibly can. This is such a unique thing to be taking this team to the Super Bowl. Let's get as many people in on the conversations as we can. Spread the word. I will as well. I'm really pumped for it. Thanks for hanging out tonight, and I'll talk to you tomorrow night, 7 Arrowhead time. Have a good one.